It never starts with a countdown, it starts with confusion, a noise you can't place, a headline that doesn't fit, a message that makes no sense until it does. Jets scythe overhead, shop windows rattle, a shopkeeper fumbles a shutter, a mum lifts her child, a man checks his phone, no signal, a dog barks, then thinks better of it. And then the thing nobody expects, silence, a thick, heavy kind of silence. And in that quiet, you know this is it. The war they said was unlikely. You don't know if your city's a target, you don't know how close the damage is. You only know one thing, whatever world you woke up in, this isn't it anymore. Welcome back to Charlie Survival. Wars don't book a slot in your calendar, they arrive inside ordinary days. That's their trick. You're making tea, you're scrolling the news, you're telling yourself you'll sort an emergency kit next month, and then life shifts sideways. History is full of those sideways moments. Sarajevo, one street corner and the world changed. Warsaw, shells fell while people ate breakfast. Kiev, families were still in bed when sirens started. The UK might not be the first place on any list, but ripples don't care about borders. When global conflict shakes the table, your pieces move whether you like it or not. Power becomes temperamental, supply chains stall, fuel gets rationed, shelves go bare fast. You can try to wait for official confirmation, but by the time you hear the words, the queue's already round the block. This isn't about fear, it's about staying calm enough to act early. It's about simple moves tonight that make a ridiculous difference when most people freeze. Picture this. Fuel protests, you've seen it here. Delivery slows, forecourts tape off pumps, queues spill into junctions and tempers flare. If you're the person who always runs on fumes, that's the day that you wish you weren't. Keep the tank above half as a rule and most of that stress just disappears. Or rolling blackouts, it's not just lights off, water pumps stop, fridges warm up, your phone becomes a fancy torch with a timer on it. The mood in a house drops like a stone. One insulated room, heavy curtains and an analog radio with spare batteries turns that mood around. It doesn't fix the world, but it makes your part of it steadier. We'll stick to tactics that work here, in real British streets, in British weather, with British houses and British habits. No Hollywood, no fantasy, just moves you can make with the things you already own or can pick up easily. Understanding the threats. It won't be one thing, it will be a stack. A cyber hit that freezes payments, your card doesn't work, ATMs cough, fuel pumps won't vend, delivery slows, shelves empty, crowds form, police and ambulances get stretched thin. So small dramas turn into big problems because help takes longer than usual. None of that sounds dramatic on its own, but all of it together is the problem. Blackouts aren't just no telly, power is water treatment, heating, refrigeration, the lot. In winter, a British house can get uncomfortably cold, then dangerously cold in days. You feel it in your bones before you see it on the thermometer. Then there's the obvious military stuff. Bases, ports, energy terminals. You might be miles away and still take the shock in other ways. Broken glass, power surges, roads closed, people shaken. And then there's the boring but nasty thing nobody talks about, industrial accidents as collateral. Smoke plumes from a depot, not nuclear, just toxic enough that you're better off inside with the windows sealed until the air shifts. Here's what I want you to do with all of that. Make it personal. Draw your home in the middle of a scrap piece of paper. Put 3 rings around it. In the tight ring, mark anything that can hurt you fast. Big glass frontages, the busy junction that always jams, that warehouse with the tanks you've never asked about. In the outer ring, mark the main routes you rely on. Bridges, flood areas, that one underpass that always fills with water, the freeways you usually get to work or school. Now add 2 safe buildings you can reach on foot in about 10 minutes. Add 2 routes to each. Add 1 fallback place if you can't get home. That sketch you just made is more useful than an hour of doom scrolling. And if you're thinking, I'll do it later, do it tonight. It takes 5 minutes, you'll sleep better for it. Minute 0, your first moves. Take a breath. you've got time for that. 3 slow breaths and it will give you the rest of your time back. If you're indoors, stay indoors unless the building itself is the problem. Brick and block beats glass. Move away from windows. If you're in a flat, use stairs, not lifts. If you're outside, get into a solid building. Don't pick the shiny atrium with a glass roof. Pick corridors, pick doors within doors. Put distance and material between you and the street. On a train or bus, clock the last stop you pass that you could actually walk from. If everything halts, that bit of awareness saves you wandering in circles with everyone else. If traffic stops near a tunnel, bridge, petrol station or busy junction, don't stay there. Take the last exit or safe side road. Park up out of sight, lock the car, grab your go bag you keep in the car and move on foot to a solid building. The car can wait, your safety can't. At home, move people to the room you've already picked as your thickest wall, least glass room. Curtains shut, lights off, one torch between you angled into the wall so it bounces off and fills the room without screaming "we're in here" to the street. Do a quick head count, give people jobs so hands have something to do. Radio, water, doors, blankets and meds. Shoes on, coats reachable, phones dimmed and face down so the glow isn't advertising you through the curtains. Then information, not a scrolling marathon. It never helps in the first hour. Go straight to radio, BBC Local, National, whatever you preset. Gov.uk if the signal holds. That's it. You're not here for options, you're here for facts. Keep a little notepad because your brain won't trust itself later. Jot times, jot what you hear. It will make decisions cleaner. And if you've watched this channel for a while, you've heard me harp about the kit that already works here in the UK. I've tested radios, torches, simple water filters, the boring stuff that matters. There's a link in the description to an Amazon kit list that I've been perfecting over months. If you want to audit what you've got from go bag essentials to car kit. The last part is practice. The people who cope best aren't the ones with the fanciest gear. They're the ones who've walked the route to the safe room in daylight and in the dark, who've timed it, who've done the hard count and the who does what drill when it wasn't urgent. You don't rise to the level of occasion, you fall to the level of rehearsal, so rehearse. The first 72 hours. The first evening is about buying time and options. Fill containers while the taps are running, bottles, pans, buckets, even the bath using a bath bob. Label drinking water if you're the type to forget. Assume you'll treat and filter before drinking anyway. Once you've got that reserve, the pressure in your head drops a notch. Good, you'll think better like that. Sort the food the quiet way, eat what spoils first, cook once a day, not 3 times, to save fuel and sanity. Keep smells down, it sounds fussy until you're the only house on the street venting hot food here at midnight. One pot stuff is your friend, soup, stew, beans and rice. Boring is brilliant. Pick a room to live in, not a house. Close doors, block drafts with towels, pile blankets. It's amazing how different a small warm bubble feels to morale. At night, cover windows thickly, let the house look asleep. You don't need to live like a ghost, but you do want to be deliberate. Whisper level conversations after dark, torches instead of big lights if something wakes you up. If you do need a light, move it around now and then. Don't teach the outside world a pattern that they can set their watch to. Day 1 is about rhythm. Water gets rationed sensibly for drinking and basic hygiene. A simple check-in with one neighbour you can trust pays off for weeks. Agree a daft little signal only you two will understand. 2 knocks means okay, 3 means help, that kind of thing. You don't need a walkie-talkie network, you just need to not be alone. By day 2 and 3, you'll notice which roads clog, which shops open for an hour and then shut, where people linger, where uniforms appear. Write it down, you're making a quiet little map of how your bit of the world actually behaves under stress. That map tells you when to move and when to wait. Hygiene isn't glamorous, but it's the difference between coping and being miserable. Put together a simple hand wash station. Keep rubbish sealed and away from any water you're using. If toilets stop working, a lined bucket with a tight lid and something dry to sprinkle, sawdust, cat litter, even soil turns an ugly problem into a manageable one. And keep doing tiny drills. Check curtains, radio, water, make sure the door is locked. Time it. Swap jobs. It feels silly right up until the night it doesn't. Weeks to months. If a week slips by and normal life hasn't wandered back in, you have to change posture from consuming to producing. That sounds grand. It isn't. It's windowsills and jam jars. Radishes will give you something to eat before your patience runs out. Cutting come again greens on a tray by the light can add a fresh crunch when tins start tasting like tins. Herbs lift spirits. You don't need an allotment, you need a windowsill and a bit of stubbornness. If you're the foraging type, keep it simple and safe. Nettles, boil first. Blackberries, an obvious win. Dandelion leaves, bitter, useful. If you're guessing, don't. This isn't the time to play plant roulette. Have a little field guide or an offline ID app before you need it. Preserving is just saving good days for bad ones. Dry herbs if you've managed to grow them. Pickle what you can't eat. If you fish, smoke or salt the extra. In summer, a makeshift soda dehydrator will quietly work while you're doing other things. Trading keeps communities moving, but keep it quiet. Skills travel better than tins. Sharpening a neighbour's knife, mending a strap, fixing a hinge. If you do swap goods, keep portions small and the meetups neutral. Don't turn bartering into a parade of what you own. Travel, if you have to, should be boring. Back streets, footpaths, a bike that doesn't squeak, dull colours, no jangling metal. Vary your time so you're not the reliable 10 AM show. If a route starts feeling watched, it probably is. Pick another. And stay curious. Radio's for the big picture, your notebook for the small one. That shop opened at 4 PM yesterday, that road cleared at lunchtime, 2 army trucks came through at dawn. Boring details stack into useful patterns. Long-term survival. After a few months, the big question isn't how do I survive today, it's how do I not burn out. Make repair a habit, patch clothes before holes become problems, keep tools sharp, fix small leaks the day you notice them. Little jobs tackled early are cheaper than heroics later. Give people roles and then swap them on purpose. Water, food, hygiene, watch, repairs, comms, morale, rotate every few days so nobody becomes irreplaceable or exhausted. Cross-training is resilience. Agree on a couple of signals that don't look like signals. A curtain slightly the wrong way in the front room that means all fine. 3 short flashes with a torch at the back door that means come now. That kind of quiet coordination beats group chats you can't send. Health is as much routine as medicine. Wash, air bedding, treat little cuts properly. Move your body daily, even if it's a set of squats and a walk around the block. Keep a basic first aid book because memory is unreliable when you're tired. Try a maintenance week. Monday is tools, Tuesday water storage, Wednesday clothing, Thursday hygiene, Friday radios and batteries, Saturday the boring structure check, gutters, seals, doors. Sunday, rest, proper rest, a deck of cards, a book, that square of chocolate you hid. Trivial things add up to a steadier mind. And don't do it alone if you don't have to. Tiny trusted circles beats lone wolf fantasies every time. Share workloads, compare notes, keep each other honest. You'll notice your own blind spots a lot faster when someone you trust says, mate, you've missed something obvious. Let's recap. Spot trouble early and move before the cues form. Secure water, eat smart, warm one room and let the rest of the house be a shell. Keep light and noise on purpose, not by accident. Map your world, write things down. Patterns appear if you let them. Grow something, however little. Fix things while they're small. Build a tiny team you can actually trust. Preparedness isn't paranoia, it's just confidence. It's knowing that when the world tips, you've already nailed the first 10 minutes, the first evening, the first week, and once you've done that, the month doesn't look so scary. Do 3 things tonight. Sketch your 3 rings, pre-tune a cheap radio and throw spare batteries in a zip bag. Walk your house and pick the room you'll use if you ever need to. Curtains, towel for the door gap, torch bounced off the wall, rolls for real people. Then sleep. You've already changed the odds. If you found this useful, give it a like and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. For more tips and discussions, join the Facebook group Charlie Survival and join the fast growing community. If war in the UK was ever to turn nuclear, here's a video all about how to survive a nuclear attack. Stay prepared, stay human, stay wild. Charlie Survival signing off.